Hello students, welcome to today's session. This is Arti Pillai, your English teacher, and today we are going to discuss a very beautiful chapter, Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. This is a very crucial chapter and also a very interesting one. Basically, this has been taken from Nelson Mandela's autobiography. Students, can you tell me what is an autobiography? Right, correct. Self written life story, it's called an autobiography. And this is an excerpt. This is a very beautiful speech and very inspirational as well. So, I hope you would enjoy today's session and also you will learn something and get inspired by this amazing personality, Nelson Mandela. So, let's begin with today's session, students. So, as you know, India was under the British domination for more than 100 years. We faced brutal subjugation from a foreign country who dominated us, who controlled us, and the chapter which we are going to deal today also talks about such domination and also talks about racial prejudice, and the practice is known as apartheid. And do you know, students, what is apartheid? Right. Apartheid is a racial discrimination on the basis of their skin. The African, they were completely subjugated, not even given the basic rights, and they were bullied, they were dominated, and they were treated like animals, not even human, students. And you know, Mahatma Gandhi, who fought for the country's freedom and is known as father of the nation. Similarly, here students, Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela, also known as the as father of the nation. So we can certainly, surely relate the history of India to the history of South Africa. So students, moving on to the chapter Long Walk to Freedom. So shall I start? Okay. 10th May down bright and clear. For the past few days, I had been pleasantly besieged by dignitaries and world leaders who were coming to pay their respects before the inauguration. The inauguration would be the largest gathering ever of international leaders on South African soil. So, students, underline this word besieged. Besieged meaning is to be surrounded closely by someone, then downed. Down meaning is the first appearance of the light before sunrise. So, students, that day, 10th May 1994, was a bright and clear day. Okay, that was the day when Nelson Mandela took oath as the first president of South Africa, and the day was bright and clear. So as I mentioned, Nelson Mandela was becoming the first president, as well as it was a very important day for the people of South Africa, because the first non-racial democratic government formed, and the people for the first time elected their government. Students, as the racial discrimination was abolished in South Africa, many countries, they started restoring their relation with South Africa, and the leaders of different countries were coming to congratulate Nelson Mandela. So, on that swearing ceremonies, many leaders from different countries arrived there, and that was the first time when many leaders gathered there and from the different parts of the world. The ceremonies took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheatre formed by the Union buildings in Pretoria. For decades, this had been the seat of white supremacy, and now it was the site of rainbow gathering of different colors and nations for the installation of South Africa's first democratic non-racial government. So, students, underline this word amphitheatre. Amphitheatre, underline. Okay, amphitheatre meaning is a building without a roof. One more word given over here, that is decades. Decades, okay, given over here, a period of 10 years. So students, wait a minute. Okay, you can see the image given over here, students. Amphitheater is given over here. This is the amphitheater. Okay, So here Nelson Mandela says that this is the union building, and this union building for a long period of time, white supremacy means what? Do you know? Apartheid. Apartheid was there, and when apartheid was there, at that time in union building only white people were allowed. But on that day, apartheid was abolished, and the people gathered there to witness the ceremony, so that different skin people were there, and Nelson Mandela called them rainbow gathering. Okay. On that lovely autumn day, I was accompanied by my daughter Janani. On the podium, Mr. D. Clark was first sworn in as second deputy president. Then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as first deputy president. When it was my turn, I pledged to obey and uphold the constitution and to devote myself to the well-being of the republic and its people. To the assembled guests and watching world, I said, so here students underline the word deputy. Deputy meaning is second in command. What I said? Deputy. Underline this word deputy. Deputy means second in command. Okay. Son, you know very well, son meaning is given under oath, determined to stay in the role specified. Okay. Then students, okay, right. So here students pledged, you know very well, committed by a solemn promise, that is called pledged. It is given over here pledged. Okay. What I said? Committed by a solemn promise. So here students, the day, the day was, the day was autumn day. The day was autumn day, and Nelson Mandela accompanied by his daughter Janani. You can see image given over here, daughter Janani. So here Nelson Mandela accompanied by his daughter Janani on his big day. Obviously the day was big day. First the two vice presidents took oath, then his turn came. He committed to respect, protect and abide by the constitution and to devote his entire self into the welfare of the country. All of us do, by our presence here, confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. Out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long, must be born a society of which all humanity will be proud. So, students, underline this word confer. Confer means to give, and glory means honor. So, student, as the author, can you tell me who is the author of this chapter? Nelson Mandela, correct answer. So here students, Nelson Mandela, he also mentioned some parts of his speech where he said that everyone by his presence was giving rise to hope for a new beginning. Previous rulers. Can you tell me who were the previous rulers? Right, exactly. White people. Previous rulers were discriminatory and lasted for long, and this freedom would give him a lesson to behave in such a way that other humanity would be proud of. Right, students? We, who were outlaws not so long ago, have today been given the rare privilege to be host to the nation of the world on our own soil. We thank all of our distinguished international guests for having come to take possession with the people of our country of what is, after all, a common victory for justice, for peace, for human dignity. So, students, underline this word here, outlaws. Okay, outlaws, that means a person who broken of the law, that is called outlaws. And because of its policy of apartheid, students, many countries had earlier broken off diplomatic relation with South Africa. One phrase given over here, on our own soil, that means in our own country. Possession, that means students ownership, and dignity, that means respect. Okay, so students, as we all know that, wait a minute, students, let me, okay. Now, as we all know, students, that there was a time when South Africa was practicing apartheid, lost all its international political leadership. And now there is no segregation on the basis of race and gender, and other nations are happy to have healthy democratic relationship. As you can see on the screen, students, other nations, they are happy to have healthy democratic relationships. And finally, students, finally they have come to power, and they pledge to make everyone proud. He thanked everyone, especially the international leaders, for joining them in celebrating their achievement, which is a step towards an equal society where every human will be treated fairly. Now, students, never that one, wait a minute. We have at last achieved all political emancipation. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. Never, never, and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. The sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. Let freedom reign. God bless Africa. Words given over here, students, you just go through the meanings: emancipation, freedom from restriction, deprivation, state of not having. So, students, now, we mentioned that after great struggle, they have finally achieved political freedom, and this government promised to free everyone of the still existing poverty, hardship, and equality of all kind, along with assuring people of a country where no community will be considered inferior. Okay, students? Hello students, how you are doing? I hope you are doing well. Today I am here before you for the recapitulation of the chapter, that is Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. As we know that this is an extract from the autobiography of Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was the first black president of South Africa, born on 18 July 1918. Long Walk to Freedom. This is the description of inauguration ceremony, citation from his speech, tribute to many leaders, his long struggle to being a freedom fighter, and countless people who fought for their freedom. And students, as we all know that in South Africa, apartheid was there. That means black people were subjugated by the white peoples. They were not having any basic rights, students. They were deprived from their basic rights, and white people, they treated black people like animals. And just because of apartheid, students, many countries, they had broken off the relation with South Africa. Now, students, that was the day. That was the day when Nelson Mandela was going to become the first president of South Africa. Many countries, many leaders, they wanted to make their relation with South Africa, and that was the very auspicious day for Nelson Mandela, who was going to become the first black president of South Africa. And this lesson gives us an overview that Nelson Mandela, along with others, he created a society where there will be no discrimination on the basis of caste, color, and race. So, students, in this way, I have completed the recapitulation of this chapter. Now, I am going to explain you part 2, and part 2 I will read the chapter. Then again, I will come before you for recapitulation. So, shall we start, students? Okay.